I wanted to give you an update as a church. Many of you have already seen on social media, but we've got a little bit of praise report. We finally got the permit for our building. So in the next couple of months, we'll be continuing to make progress. And actually, we have already done that. So if you take a look at the screen, this is going to be our foyer space that we have already gutted some walls. And it is a great size space. Imagine if you've been to the Starbucks on O'Neill, it's about that much space in that seating area. So it's just a great space for that. This is also what you're looking at right now is what is going to be stage area. Right now, it's just full of trash. We've taken down a good bit of walls right now. It looks messy, but it's getting there. So let me show you kind of what we wanted to do. I'm going to show you a layout of the building. This is what we're shooting for, okay? This is where we're going. So you can see just kind of how it's laid out. And let me show you what it is. As of Thursday morning, this is what it looked like, okay? This was the layout. This morning, this is how it stands. We've knocked out at least 80 to 85% of our walls. So we're estimating by this weekend we will have all of the demolition complete, which is a great start for that first week, and we'll start to rebuild. But let me just give you kind of a heads up. We've been saving this until we were actually able to get into the building, but I want to be always upfront and honest with you as much as possible, and I've actually never done this before, but I'll give you a financial report of where we are as a church. Before we jump into that, though, okay, yeah, we can go ahead and look at it. With the building, here's the building goals. Here's what we want to do. We are estimating that if we do all the work ourselves, about a $40,000 estimated cost. So this is demolition, dumpster, rebuilding the walls. We're going to have to change out all of the flooring, repainting, buying chairs, getting a little bit of equipment for us to be able to function there. So if we do all of the work ourselves, this is what our estimation is, and this is kind of on course that we've been going. Right now, we have $25,000 reserved for the project, and we are hoping that we won't have to dip into emergency savings as a church to continue this. But we would do that if we absolutely needed to. So we're not just starting this project without having, a plan. But right now we have reserved for the project about $25,000. So far we've spent about $4,000 toward the project so far, meaning that we need to raise over the next month or month and a half about $11,000. And the reason I'm telling you this is we don't take up an offering except for very rare occasions, maybe a missions thing, but we always put the need before you as a church, and we just ask you to pray. So, every week we mention there are different ways to give. You can give online, you can give through text, you can give in the gift box, and you as a church are very generous as a church. But this is a project that is really out of the ordinary for us, but we believe it's our next step of growth as a church. Now, I want to be clear, this is not like the goal of the church is not to be in a building or to have a building. That is not what the church is. The church is you. If you're sitting in a movie theater or you're sitting in a nightclub or you're sitting in a building, you are the church, okay? I want you to understand that. But we believe that this building is the next step of growth and impact in the city of Baton Rouge for us. So we're doing this. We're moving to this space so that we can better serve you, better reach people that we aren't reaching yet, so that we can be a bigger light in the city. We're doing this for your kids. So we're all doing this together. We're not building, something for our platform. This is for all of us. So I would ask you to do this. You see the need before you. You see the financial need that we have. And I'm just going to place it before you. And I would ask you just pray and ask God. If you look at how it's divided, it would be approximately $120 per adult given above the normal giving in this next month or month and a half, and we'll be able to reach that goal. It's not really that much. Some of you will give more than that. Some of you may only be able to give less. But I would challenge you to do this. We have work days scheduled every Saturday till this thing is done. So from 8 a.m. every Saturday, we're going to be out there working. I would challenge you, if you're physically able, come out and work. If you're not physically able or you're busy or whatever, then give financially. But I would just don't do nothing. Don't just sit there and observe and watch, but be a part of what God is doing. This is your story, not our story. So this is our story as a church, so let's all be a part of it. Maybe you're going to give, maybe you're going to work, maybe you're going to do both. Just ask the Spirit of God, what are you requiring of me? What are you asking of me? How can I be generous with whatever I have to give so that we can get here sooner? And if we raise more money, yeah, we're going to do it. If we raise more money, it'll help us not to have to work as hard. We may be able to hire some of these things out. And if you've been there already over the last few days, we have worked hard. Some of us have been like, we've got a couple people who work office jobs, and they're just like, man, I am not made for this. I forgot what it was like to do manual labor. But man, these guys have worked so hard getting this done. So just pray about how God would have you be a part of us moving forward. Amen? You can do that.